I tend to stay out longer because I know if I come home, then I've got to heat the place.
Winter might not be here just yet, but it is coming. And for thousands of people, so too are concerns about how they'll be keeping warm. For music lover Mark Watson, a 63-year-old former commercial artist in Whitley Bay, the £400 payment to households last winter made a huge difference. He'd like to see that return, but only for those who really need it.
They're not helping folk who need help, rather than giving the money to everybody, to people who don't really need it. And it should be targeted to people who do need it and give them more.
It's not just Mark who thinks the government could do more. A group of MPs is calling for support for under-pressure households ahead of what they see as an inevitable new energy crisis this winter.
Last year, we saw winter deaths increase by 50%. And whilst the government did do things, 6.6 million people are in fuel poverty. There will need to be some sort of energy support scheme. It probably needs to be more targeted this time. More targeted means more complicated, so it means they need to be getting on with it now.
A report from the Energy Security and Net Zero Committee says that while wholesale energy prices have fallen significantly, many households will still be paying the same costs this winter, or even more. That's partly because the government isn't subsidising bills by up to £67 like it did last winter, and because the standing charge, a fixed daily amount customers pay regardless of how much energy is used, has gone up by 65% in less than 5 years. The government says there is almost £40 billion of support already available through the Warm Home Discount and the Energy Price Guarantee, but campaigners say more is needed, especially as costs rise elsewhere.
There is no blanket scheme helping all households in the country anymore. There is some targeted support, but that is a cost of living payment, which has often been eaten up already by the wider cost of living crisis.
Regulator Ofgem says it expects suppliers to treat their customers with compassion and stick to the rules, requiring them to be proactive in identifying, advising and supporting those who might be struggling. For thousands of people like Mark, though, this could be another winter of choosing between heating and eating. Fraser Maud, Sky News, Whitley Bay.